Hi everyone, this is Sharon. Today I have a flip through of a journal that I just completed. This is my latest design team project for Christy at Everlasting Journals. And for this project, I decided to make a prayer journal. It's been a little bit since I've made one, and I was just feeling like I wanted to put one together. So what I did for the front, I made a wrap and then I tucked in this vintage postcard. This is an Italian one from Florence. And then the wrap I made with this kind of stretchy, gauzy, lacy fabric. I just tied that around a couple of times and I adorned it with a piece of rhinestone jewelry. And then I kind of wove that in between this crocheted doily to make the wrap. The cover I created from an old book. I just recently acquired a set of these. It's a nice little size, and the spines were all broken out on these books, so I used the covers. And then for my spine that I created, I used some of this beautiful tapestry fabric that I got from Rachel at Roxy Creations. It's a nice old Italian piece of fabric. I just love the colors in it. I think they're very kind of regal to go with my prayer journal. And then this book cover is kind of a linen cloth with this beautiful leather strip along there. And the back is the same. I used quite a few kits of Christie's to create this journal, so I will list as many of those down below as I can. And then heading on inside of the journal, I covered the inside and back cover with this pattern paper of hers, and it's one of my favorites. I just love the colors in there. They're really soft. And then I got a couple of Roxy Creation labels that I used for my covers also. And then for the spine, I used this beautiful kind of a cotton fabric, some blues in it. On this first page, I just adorned a little bit with some lace and this sari silk ribbon I stapled on for the tab. And then Christy has many kits with beautiful like wallpaper, tapestry, and fabric images. So I've used a number of those in here and mixed those with some vintage book pages. So this is a page, I don't know, probably from a small prayer book or missal. And then on this side, I've got this flip out that I covered with this fabric. This is the same as the spine fabric. And that flips out. And then in there, I've got this little tag I made. I love the peacock, the colors in there. And then here is another kind of tapestry image. And in there, I created a pocket and just put the book spine in there, so that remains with this journal. On this side of the page, I've got another flip and this beautiful pattern on there. And then in there, I've got this little journaling card that I made. And I backed that with some embossed paper and just added some gold gilding on there. This is a page from, it was a book or a magazine, and it had all of the like patron saint dates and things on it. It's from 1906. It's in a different language, so I can't read it. I think it's in German. But I thought that was fitting to add. So in the center of the signature, I've got some things that I put across and some beads on the strings. And then I embellished the pockets with these little medallions. And then in the pockets, I created a couple of tags. So this is an image of Christie's. And I just kind of layered it up with some old papers and some wool fabric for the tabs. And then the backs have this page from an old postcard album. I just love the color on that. And then I just adorned with a little bit of map on the bottom. Here I clipped to the page vintage prayer card. And then this flips out again for some extra writing room underneath. And then I just clipped in this old Italian book page. On this side of the page, I had in the paper clip this card that I created, and I just added this little teeny button on the bottom with this pin. Again, a lot of beautiful backgrounds from Christie's kits, and I just added a little piece of vintage fabric on there. I hope I don't lose my voice. And then on this page, I did some embossing with paste. Here I added a belly band and just added a little wax seal on there. And then in there, this is a little kind of faux prayer card that I made from one of Christie's images. Back that with some Florentine paper and a stamp. And then this is another beautiful image. And I just did a little bit of stenciling on the back. Okay, and here I've got kind of a shallow pocket from one of Christie's images. And then in there I've got this photo. It came in a set from I'm going to probably pronounce it wrong, but Uffizi in Florence, the museum there. And then here I just punched this piece of paper, some writing room in the back. And then here I've got this gold metallic doily. On this flap, I added some vintage fabric just to extend that a bit. And then this would be a nice writing page. And then I just added this tag. I backed this with some linen fabric and just stamped the bottom of that. I think it would be fun to try to write on there with a marker or something. Here I took this beautiful vintage postcard and used that for the page. And then in this pocket, she's got a number of wallpaper like trims and things, and I like using those for pockets. I did that quite a bit in here. This is one of the original book pages from this cover. Another vintage prayer card. And then I've got this narrow tag that I made. Here I just adorned the belly band a little bit with this metallic paper. And then in there I've got this tag. I had this handmade paper that I included in this journal. I just love the colors and the pattern on there. I thought the blues always match up nicely with images of Mary. And then on this side of the page, I just clipped on this little card. Here on this flip, that comes out, and then I just have this card that I made. So I've got a full calling card on the top. I've got this playing card with the angel on there. I just covered that with some sewing pattern paper, and then punched this back piece, and I just put those all together with this little brad. On this side of the page, I took some beautiful old lace and this kind of gauzy clear fabric and made a fabric flip. Here, just added a little bit of lace onto that page. And then the other side of that handmade paper, here I just covered with some, I think this is cabbage dyed paper. It's got a really pretty bluish green color to it. Some stenciling. Here in this top tuck, I created this little journaling piece, this beautiful image of Christie's. I think some of these are actually, I may have taken this, some of these may be journal cards, but she's got a set of labels too that I like to make a bit larger and just use those for journal cards. They're really pretty images. And again, I back that with the cabbage dyed paper. Here I just used this smaller book page. And then here I created a belly band with this plaid fabric image. And that's from one of Christy's kits also. And then I just kind of adorned it with some lace. So it's actually a double belly band if you wanted to slip something in the front of that. And then I created this little journaling card. Again, I adorned with a lace ruffle at the top. Here on this page, I printed, this was part of the image, but I reprinted the button and then just gave it a little bit of shine and added a little bit of glitter to the middle. Here I've got a pocket from one of her beautiful tapestry images. And then I've got this vintage prayer card. And this is actually a page from a Polish prayer book. Got some vintage music paper from a missal or a hymn book. And then on the top of this page, I've got this beautiful cut work. It's paper, but I did back it so it would be a little bit sturdier for a pocket. That came from my friend Catherine. And in there, I just tucked this little piece, kind of a little folder piece. I waxed this image of Christy's to use as the cover. And then I just made a little booklet with some paper offcuts. On this belly band, I decided to add this yo-yo, fabric yo-yo with quite a large button on there. But I just like the way all the colors work together. Thought that was kind of sweet across from this image of Mary and Jesus. And then in there, I tucked this little piece that's got this gold stamp on it. And then this is a beautiful page from that Polish prayer book. I just love the pattern on there. This was like one of the front fly sheets. This image, I printed on some photo paper, so it's got some gloss to it. And then I just added some lace to the top. And then in the center is a page from a book. And then I've got just a little bit of sari silk on my ties. And then I used a piece of punch paper to adorn that page. Here again, I printed this image, and that is kind of on a, it's an Italian image. This book page came from an Italian book. And then I just gave him some lace on the bottom also. And then on this side of the page, I've got this journaling card. And then I just created a pocket in the back and inserted this little tag for writing. I'm going to try to get rid of my long string here. Okay. Here on this little flip out, I added this beautiful vintage fabric ruffle. And then in there, I've got this little folder. And I created a couple tucks at the top and then just inserted a couple of little cards. And these I do believe came from her label kit. Did some stenciling on here. And then on this side, I've got a few pieces that I tucked in there. This tag. A little piece of paper. Could do some writing on here. And then this is a page from an old German prayer book. It's got some nice images. And then I think it's got stories of Jesus's life, and then also some of the saints, I believe also. I think that says Matt, or no, that says John on there. I had one that said Matthew also. And then this page I adorned again with some of that gold doily. And that is it. So I hope you enjoyed that flip through. This journal is available in my Etsy shop. So if you're interested, you can go check it out. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.